Hey YouTube, well, how can we put this? I was watching a video recently. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this one. It's called Psycho Kid Playing Halo. And there's over 347,288 views. And I'm one of the views, unfortunately. Now, if you're watching it, honestly, you'll be laughing your ass off. But there's a point to where it's really sad. Not sad as in ooh hoo boo hoo. I mean sad as in that we actually applaud these two idiots for doing some stupid shit to I guess he was 11 or 12 years old. Sorry, and pretty much, how could I put it? What's the way of putting it? Oh shit! There's a specific word I'm looking for that. Terminology. What is it? It means like taking advantage of, but no, exploiting the kid. There we go. Damn. At 2 o'clock in the morning, my mind is really done. Well, they're exploiting the guy. I mean, the kid. He's probably 11 or 12 years old. And of course, you could tell he has emotional issues. The reason why I say that is when I was around his age, I also had similar issues. I had what they would call developmental issues when I was younger. I believe when I was 7 or 8 years old, I was pretty much a crybaby, as I would put it. And I'm man enough to admit it now because it doesn't affect me today, and I pretty much grew out of it and learned. Of course, there were kids that were just, I mean, there was older kids that were just like the two dumbasses in that video that were pretty much egging on the kid without, wait, this is the funny part, they were able to directly insult the kid and stuff, and the kid had no fucking clue what the hell was going on. The kid didn't realize that there's a camera being, actually recording his every move, and he still gave in to the shit that these two dumbasses gave out. Now, my question is, were the parents ever aware of this video being made, and did they beat the living shit out of the two kids that made the fucking video? Now, as I said, I'm not bashing anyone who watched the video, I'm bashing the two dumbasses who recorded the video, because I've seen both sides of this. I've been a dumbass who actually extorts a child and really makes them go crazy, because I had younger cousins that when I was younger I used to actually do that too, because one would actually had the same issues that this kid has, not as severe, and wouldn't actually go as crazy, but he would definitely go cry to his mother. Now, the whole point I have to say about this video is the fact that these two geniuses thought it was such a great idea to pretty much insult and torment this kid, which I don't know if it's I guess it's the younger brother of one of them, but these two jackasses probably get high off of, let's see, Red Bull. They probably have long hair like the gay fanboys that I see walking around town. They probably think they're hot shit because they can torment a development challenged kid, and they think they're so great. Now, the thing that really pisses me off is the fact that, as I said, I've seen it from both sides. I was tormented when I was younger. I mean, I had kids that would make fun of me in school, when I was in elementary school. They would pull shit like that all the time just to see a reaction. My best friend, who is still my friend to this day, I'm not going to put any names, but he also had similar issues where in high school, I mean, kids would make fun of him because they loved the reaction that he would put out. Now, if you really think about it, it's very sick and twisted. It's something that, these guys should really be ashamed of. As I said, I was laughing through the video, but halfway through when I saw the kid's face and the way he's reacting, of course your first thought would be, oh, he's such a, whiny bitch and stuff. But the point is that he's hurt inside. Now, as I said, I don't really appreciate the fact that these dumbasses made this video and the fact that they kept egging him on. I mean, they were deliberately looking for him to flip out. And then for them to say, and I mean, I listened to this whole video already, and I've heard word for word, they had the nerve to say that you caused this yourself, or I believe something similar to that. That oh, that you're the to blame. The kid isn't to fucking blame. It's the point that these two, brilliant-minded teenagers are extorting a 11-year-old mind that has no fucking clue what the hell's going on. He has no clue that he's going to be on YouTube. He has no clue that they are deliberately antagonizing him to get a reaction out of him. But yet they had the nerve to title the video Psycho Kid Playing Halo. How about psycho teenagers tormenting a fucking 11-year-old kid? That should be the proper title, because they're the psychos, not the kid. The kid is, again, a kid. A kid doesn't know any better. But yet, over 347,288 people thought so. They thought it was the funniest shit they've ever seen. Why is it that we applaud stupidity in this country and in this world? Back in the day, your parents would beat you senseless for coming up with shit like this. And I just don't get it. I don't understand why they freaking did this. I look back at, there were certain things that I did that I regret to this day. Pretty much the one day that I was actually happiest, believe it or not, was about a month or two ago. There was a kid when I was 10 or 11 years old that I tormented. And I have to say, I'm ashamed of myself for doing it. And I kept praying to God that one day I would be able to bump into this kid and apologize to him. And guess what? This kid had Down syndrome. Now, when I was 11 years old, I had no fucking clue what that meant. I thought he was stupid. So, of course, me being a dumbass kid back then, I extorted his disability for my own amusement. I looked back at it when I started maturing. I looked back at it as me being a cruel creep. That, I was disgusted of myself for what I did. And I was so happy 2 months ago when he walked into my store, the one I work at. And I never say where I work. And when I heard his voice, it all of a sudden triggered memories of every little time that I made fun of him, every little time that I tormented him, every little time that I laughed at his expense. And I even dropped everything I was doing at that store, and I immediately said to him, "I'm sorry." And he immediately remembered who I was. And he gave me a big hug, and you know what? I felt so much better. Because the fact is, until you realize what the hell you're doing, do you learn life. Because the point is that it's not fair to pretty much make fun of a kid that cannot defend himself verbally, and he can't defend himself physically. Because if I was the kid, I would have punched them both in the face. Because they're stupid pricks. And of course, a 11-year-old kid at that state isn't going to be able to beat a person who's probably played nothing but Halo ever since he got the fucking system. And you know what? And the thing is, they were treating him like if he was a sick animal. And that really pisses me off. So, I hope you guys, I'm not even going to post a link to this video. Maybe I might. I don't know. But I don't want to embrace this video because I think it's stupid. So, thank you, YouTube. And please voice your comments. And again, please don't say any hateful things to me. I've already learned what I've done in the past. And as I said, I'm ashamed of them. But I feel better now that I've apologized. That I got a chance to try to make it right to this person. Because honestly, it felt like, 100 pounds was lifted off my shoulders. You guys have no idea the crazy shit I've seen. The crazy things I've done. I've seen both sides. I've been both a victim and what's the other one? And an instigator. I've been both sides. I've been a bully and a victim. That's the better way of saying it. And again, I still to this day am pissed off at myself for what I've done. So I hope those two dumb shits who thought, hey, let's make a fucking video about how we can extort my little brother or whatever the fuck that kid was related to them. And let's hope that the parents saw that and beat their senseless asses to death. Thank you.